The immense industrial might of the Ruhr Valley was entirely consumed by heavy armor production. Thousands of tons of raw iron were continuously refined into high-grade steel for the Tiger tank program. The molten armor-grade steel was precisely poured into massive rectangular molds to begin the forging process. Once solid, the radiant steel ingots were extracted from their molds, weighing thousands of pounds each. The steel was repeatedly crushed under immense pressure to align its molecular structure and increase ballistic resistance. To transform raw metallic mass into precise geometry, the factories wield colossal force and relentless cutting power. Oxyacetylene torches burn cleanly through 100 millimeters of solid steel, slicing the armor to exact dimensions. Massive interlocking sections are brought together, forming the structural foundation of the impregnable heavy tank hull. Electric arc welding fuses the thick, interlocked armor plates into a single, continuous, and unyielding steel box. Every seam remains unground and brutally rough, an aesthetic of pure function over refined factory finishing.
Yard steady there, John. Right. Watch the temperature, we're almost through this section.
At the Krupp Ordnance Works in Essen, precision manufacturing transforms raw steel into lethal artillery. Heavy lathes machine the outer geometry of the 88mm barrel with mathematical perfection. Inside the bore, a specialized broach meticulously carves the spiral rifling grooves required for accuracy. The distinctive double baffle muzzle brake mitigates the massive recoil generated by the devastating anti-tank rounds. Final assembly mates the precision machined brake to the long 88mm barrel with exacting tolerances. The heavy breech block is manually locked into the cast ring, finalizing the massive weapon's firing mechanism. At Henschel's massive assembly hall in Kassel, bare steel hulls await their final transformation into heavy armor. Mechanics secure the immense V12 power plant to the armored firewall, relying on sheer brute force and leverage.
Keep it steady. Watch the cables. All right, it's seated. Let the chain go.
Heavy steel torsion bars span the entire width of the hull, forming the core of the suspension. The intricate interleaved road wheel system distributes the tank's massive weight, but complicates maintenance in the field. The precision machined turret ring is installed, forming the critical rotating connection between the hull and armament.
Steady, slow and careful. Watch the gauges. Don't let it swing. Clear the path below. Move it to station 6.
Heavy steel trunnion pins lock the weapon cradle, allowing the massive 88mm gun to elevate.
Steady. Nice, that one hard. Yeah, I got it. Give it another turn.
Dense layers of armored glass provide the commander with crucial 360-degree battlefield visibility under heavy fire. To protect against magnetic mines, the tanks are moved to a specialized bay for surface treatment. This thick paste-like chemical compound called Zimmerit creates an uneven barrier against specialized infantry anti-tank weapons. The Zimmerit compound, a thick anti-magnetic paste, was applied to prevent magnetic mines from adhering. The stamping irons were heated over open coal braziers to prevent the thick paste from sticking. This distinctive waffle pattern reduced the surface area available for magnetic anti-tank mines to attach. Critical joints, like the bow machine gun mount, had to be carefully cleared to ensure full articulation. Once the Zimmerit cured, the entire vehicle received its factory base coat of dark yellow, or Dunkelgelb. The anti-magnetic Zimmerit coating required a dark yellow base primer before standard camouflage could be applied. Crews applied disruptive camouflage patterns manually, breaking up the massive silhouette for concealment on the front. Tactical numbers were stenciled directly over the rough anti-magnetic paste, designating the individual vehicle's combat unit. The irregular surface made crisp lines difficult, but the white markings stood out starkly against the camouflage. The 21-liter Maybach V12 engine produced nearly 700 horsepower to move the massive steel beast. To fit on standard German railway cars, the Tiger's outer road wheels must be temporarily removed. Narrow transport tracks are carefully threaded around the drive sprockets, shrinking the vehicle's massive horizontal footprint. Fully rigged for rail transport, the drastically slimmed Tiger waits to be loaded onto flatbed cars.
Line it up, right there. Slowly, watch your hands. It's locked. Okay, lift it. Copy that. Engage hoist.
Weighing over 50 tons, the massive armored machine is effortlessly hoisted into the cold European air. Deployed to the Eastern Front, the Tiger immediately re-equips its wide combat tracks for soft earth. Wide combat tracks provide the necessary flotation, their heavy steel chevrons biting deeply into the frozen earth. The rigid Zimmerit ridges catch the thick step dust, muting the factory fresh camouflage into a muted gray. The commander surveys the vast, unforgiving expanse of the Eastern Front, searching for distant enemy armor. A massive, semi-automatic sliding breech block locks the heavy 88mm projectile securely into the firing chamber. Once halted, the precision optics and lethally accurate 88mm gun are locked onto the distant target.
This video is created for educational and informational purposes only. Using advanced AI tools and creativity, all concepts scripting and storytelling are independently developed in storytelling. New visuals and animation are generated or enhanced using AI technology such as V3, Meta AI, Block AI, while final visual editing and post-production are completely used captured as a professional editing. No external creator content will be copied or real. Any resemblance to real world environment is caused purely through coincidental. All scenes shown in this video are created and do not represent real footage. This content is produced with transparency and quality monetization guidelines.